Biddle, Crowell at center court. And off we go with a little false start, but Wisconsin controls it.
And folks, both teams are going to set a ton of ball screens, so each of their ability to be able to play really well against ball screens is going to be important today.
Badgers 11th ranked in the country, one of the hottest teams in the nation, 5-0 this month. They go into Crowell, the veteran, the fifth-year senior, and he gets the first bucket.
The poise and patience from Stephen Crowell, and that's one of those ball screens that we were talking about, empty side to a post. You're going to see that a ton today.
Meanwhile, Oregon winners of 3 straight. Bamba lines up a triple, and a rebound to Klesmit.
Didn't like that shot. You want to set an aggressive tone early by either driving it or kicking that basketball to the post.
Here's the other 7-footer, the sophomore Nolan Winter. How about that footwork from the big fella?
Early, Wisconsin taking advantage of their size on the interior. That's a 6'11" sophomore playing against a 6'8" Brandon Angel. Mismatch all day long.
This Oregon team, they've been out in the Midwest for a few days. Got a 2-point win Wednesday in Iowa, came up here on Thursday to Madison. Biddle, this is their go-to guy, and he knocks it down.
Nathan Biddle at 7 feet tall can really stretch the defense. Only 32% on the year, but 39% from 3 in Big Ten play. He's been balling.
Think about it, Fonz. We got 3 7-footers on the court right now who can step out and shoot the 3.
That's crazy.
Here's another one. Crowd misses. Offensive rebound, though. Tanjay. No.
It's a really good late challenge by Bamba. The team that wins the rebound battle today is going to be victorious with all the size that both of these teams have, especially with Wisconsin with nearly 2 7-footers on the front line. Oregon's going to have to really rebound the ball.
So Biddle hit a 3, and there is the other leading scorer for the Ducks, Jackson Shelstad.
Yeah, 39% from 3 on the year, but 46 in Big Ten play. He's been stroking it from 3.
But he did not have a single field goal at Iowa, right? So Dana Altman said wanted to get him going early. That's a good sign for Oregon.
Indeed, 0 for 7 from the field.
Crowell, two-handed flush.
It's another one of those single-side ball screens, or empty-side ball screens that we spoke of earlier. That's been really good for Wisconsin.
Good action early, 6-all. Biddle trying to get to his spot. Is there a whistle? There is. Offensive.
Well, folks, Wisconsin's done a terrific job of getting that basketball inside early to their bigs, and both of those guys using their height to be able to score over the top. And then Nate Biddle, one of the 3 7-footers in this game who can knock down the 3, and then Shelstad steps up and knocks down a huge one as well. So with their being able to make 3-point shots early for Oregon, that should open up some space for them to be able to dribble, drive, and attack the paint. Can't rely on the 3 all afternoon long.
Crowell gets it near the low block. Got the size advantage here. Double comes. Winter, right down Broadway. Crowell cleans it up.
So far, the inside's being dominated by Wisconsin on the offensive glass and in the post.
And you noted it. That's really going to be something to watch. If Oregon wants to compete in this game, they got to keep a presence inside.
Yes.
Dana Altman said that. That's one thing, and that's why Nate Biddle being out there is so vital. He's on the bench right now. Klesmit, sharpshooter, a little long.
You cannot let any of the guards from Wisconsin turn down or reject that ball screen. Got to make them use it. Oregon was lucky there.
John Blackwell splits the defenders, and he will get to the stripe. Well, Nolan Winter and Stephen Crowell, those 2 7-footers for Wisconsin. Crowell was in particular spectacular last time out in their win. But look at them both, almost 10 a game, and when they both get going, this team is hard to stop.
Yeah, they play so well together. Stephen Crowell is such a great passer. Nolan Winter, a good cutter. They were able to connect a couple times when we had their game against Illinois here on Tuesday. And when they can get on that glass and they're both being aggressive on the offensive end, it brings great balance to their inside-outside attack.
And you can't forget about this guy, number 25, John Blackwell, talented sophomore, was on the all-freshman team last year, now scoring over 15 a game as a sophomore.
Yeah, had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals in their Tuesday game against Illinois. And I love when this guy, number 4 in white, Kamar McGee, comes into the game, man. His ability to be able to get up and into you and under you defensively makes a huge difference in this game.
TJ Bamba gives it up.
Let's see with Supreme Cook, number 7 in black, in this game. See if they can get something going on the inside.
Well, Bamba, he can get downhill, but he's cut off. And watch that shot clock here. Shelstad drives and blows by McGee.
Able to create a little double gap to the right-hand side. Shelstad recognized it and attacked it quickly. Good recognition there by number 3 in black.
And that was the first 2-point attempt today for Oregon. And now look at Shelstad getting on the deck. Aggressive on both ends. And a tie-up will send it the way of Oregon when we get back.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
All right, Rob, 32-19, and John Tonje has been on a roll the last 5 minutes.
I mean, not a single point in the first 10 minutes of this game, but then all of a sudden he hit the play button and he's been absolutely balling, able to get into the painted area, and that dunk was just, wow, just took my breath away. The way he cocked that thing back and sent it home, 5 of 5, 5 of 5 from the floor here over the last 8 minutes. He's been terrific.
And now the Ducks have a big problem because, as you noted before break, Nate Biddle picked up his 3rd.
Yes.
So now Dane Allman has no choice but to keep him over there on the bench.
Well, this Wisconsin team has dominated them in the paint here. 24 of their 34 points have come in the paint. Nice.
Great pass, and Evans, two-handed hammer.
Because everyone was lifted on the left side of the floor, there was no help. And Evans Jr. slipped out of it beautifully, and what a nice pass underneath. Good offense there by Oregon.
This Ducks team riding that 3-game win streak. Tonje, great spin. Everything but defended.
Yeah, he's just showing out now.
He might have been dizzy after that spin. That was
I can see why.
Unbelievably quick. There's Evans again going toward the rim.
Shelstad should have taken that over 3.
How about Tracy? No. Up ahead, Tonje. So quick on the leak out, and Tracy slaps the arm across to foul him.
Now, folks, this has been really good offense for Oregon. They've got to stay with it to get some easy ones. Watch as Kwame Evans Jr. sets this screen. Now you have the weak side of the floor, no one in the paint, and he slips it, and what a beautiful pass underneath by Bartholomew. And they've got to continue to try to manufacture points in the paint, either off the pass or off the dribble. They can't settle for the 3. It's just not been their consistently here in the first half.
Biddle, all he can do is watch. A Big Ten Player of the Year candidate, John Tonje, native of Omaha, Nebraska, knocks down both.
Yeah, Braden Smith of Purdue, I think it's his to lose, but John Tonje, all of a sudden, man, is coming after it.
I mean, last 8 games, over 25 points of contact.
Yes.
Tonje's just been unconscious.
32 points a game over the last 2, shooting 50% from 3, getting to the foul line, 10 free throw attempts per game, too. Really good balance in his offensive attack. It's a mismatch here.
So he's going to go right to the rim. 2 more. Already 16. Shelstad, step back. Oregon cannot buy a bucket.
When they've been able to get it in the paint, they've gotten something good. When they've been just bringing it up the floor on one side, Jack, it's not been good.
Yeah, anything 15 and out for Oregon has been off the mark today. There's about a 15-footer, and that does drop for Keyshawn Bartholomew.
Yeah, and he's got a beautiful pull-up J, and they need a lot more of that for number 9 because Shelstad is having a rough go of it here in the first half.
Bartholomew's capable, 10 points a game, moved into the starting lineup 5 games
Yes.
ago.
He was their offensive firepower off the bench, but they felt they needed that firepower in the first 5 rotations. Good call.
But Amos could not handle the pass. Bartholomew leads for Shelstad, NBA range.
Much better.
That is in rhythm.
Much better.
A timeout by Wisconsin.
Tomislav Ivicic, and he's been unhealthy here lately. They need him healthy tonight to take care of that middle. And you can see the numbers from Cooper Flagg. He leads that Duke team in almost every major category, both offensively and defensively.
The guard will be rocking tonight. Tajay with a rare miss, and here comes Moss. That last 3, though, for Oregon before the break, Dane Altman says those are the ones he wants.
Yes, inside out step-in threes, and you can get step-in threes in transition as well. I have not liked the bulk of three-point shots from Oregon so far. That's a tough one, too.
That is very tough, and too much mustard from Shelstad.
Regarding Illinois, Kasparas Jakučionis. That young kid, the 6'6" Lithuanian point guard, he's got to have a big day against Duke tonight, too, if they want to have a chance to beat that team.
And a projected top 10 pick.
Yes.
A lot of stars tonight at MSG on Fox. All right, so you got about a 4-second difference here, shot and game clock. Blackwell spinning, 2 there, defending, and taken away by Cook. Oh, Gilmore got it back. Oregon.
Got time.
One final heave. Oh, almost win. That looked like the last shot of the 2010 title game between Duke and Butler right there.
That's a great point. And he being the front runner for the Big Ten Player of the Year, he made his presence known there in the last 10 minutes of that first half.
As he has the last month of this season. What a block by Biddle, speaking of making your presence felt. And remember, folks, Nate Biddle is out there with 3 fouls.
Yep.
But I think Dane Altman realizes, like we said in the first half, Fonz, he has to have 32 out there.
Yeah, they've got to win the first 4 minutes of this second half here. And to do that on the offensive end, they can't settle for J's. They've got to get dribble, penetration, kick out threes in transition, but they got to do it here and get some stops.
They do not get a stop. Max Klesmit, the sharpshooter from Neenah, Wisconsin.
We talked about ball screen defense and the importance of it. That time, Max Klesmit's defender went under, and he casually just knocked down that 3 from the left wing.
Here they go to Biddle. Maybe a little too far on the hook shot, and a rebound to Crowell.
And that's Stephen Crowell doing a nice job of forcing him away from the basket, which makes that hook shot a lot more difficult.
Crowell has grown so much in his 5 years here in Madison, and Greg Gard just sings the praises of number 22. Tajay, step back, and Angel grabs it.
I think Oregon's got to play a little faster, try to catch this defense, transition defense of Wisconsin on its heels to get some early looks.
There's Biddle on the offensive glass.
Folks, that's the difference that he makes. He not only blocks shots, he can get on that offensive glass, he's good in the post, and he can knock down threes. They're a different team with him on the floor.
He's also a leader. He's the longest tenured Duck, the only 4-year player in the rotation for Dana Altman.
And I think he has cool hair. I have none.
Well, okay. You're the first person to say that. Boy, Tajay missed the dunk.
And when you're an offensive player, when they go under, you just step right back behind it. That's a really good read by Max Klesmit, and he drills that 3. Good offense there from the Badgers. Nice.
Into Biddle, and he puts it home. He's got 9 to Nate Biddle.
I like the intentionality behind getting number 32 and Black the ball in the painted area and letting him go to work. That was a really nice pass by Bamba.
Now can the Ducks get the stop on this here? Brown can hit that 3, doesn't take it here. Klesmit back to the big fella, and the big fella to the basket.
That's so smart. Again, that's that empty side ball screen that avails so much good offense there by Wisconsin. That time, a little pass underneath to Stephen Crowell, and he knows that Biddle's got a bit of foul trouble and goes right at him.
Angel off the shot fake, but he left it short.
I thought he should have turned that one down and thrown the ball inside to Nate Biddle. Nate Biddle just scored his last 2 possessions.
And Angel has been quiet. He hasn't scored yet. What a backdoor cut by Klesman. That's Princeton style, old school.
Yeah, it certainly is old school, and that's why defensively you got to force everything to the ball because there's no backside help. That's a good read by Klesman and a more beautiful pass underneath.
By Bellamy, little teardrop. No.
Stephen Crowell, such a good passer.
Yeah, another thing that he can do at 7 feet tall.
It's a nice job by Bauman making him use that screen.
We praised his passing. He threw it out of bounds.
The fact that Stephen Crowell knows that Biddle has is a little bit of foul trouble, and he goes right to his chest.
Going right to the basket there is a senior from the Bronx, TJ Bamba.
Yeah, that's a design play to take all of the help away from the top of the floor and allow TJ Bamba to attack to his right side. Good offense by Oregon.
Bamba 3 years at Washington State, then last year at Villanova, and finishing out west in Eugene. Winner powers it up over Biddle.
I love the fact that Wisconsin's continually going at Biddle because he can't be too aggressive with 3 fouls. It's good recognition by the Badgers. He can make that.
Short, long rebound to Gilmore. Now the Ducks 4 of 16 from outside the arc.
Got to keep going at Nate Biddle. It's been really good here in the early parts of the second half for the Badgers.
Blackwell gets by Evans. John Blackwell, little shake and bake into a triple that's no good.
It's a tough shot over a 6'9", long-armed Kwame Evans Jr.
Tracy
Lead it.
just can't connect. Even their good looks have not been dropped.
Yep.
At times they have lived and died by the 3 this year, and right now they're dying by it.
3 on Bamba. What this game today that started at 11 o'clock Central Time, that's 9 a.m. Who plays a basketball game at 9 a.m.? And I think the stats show it. 8 and 14 for 2+ time zones when they go east, yet the teams that go west have a much more favorable result. And so there's no question about it. I had a tough time. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. Our production people back in California got up at 3. They were out the door at 3.
Yeah.
It certainly has an impact.
And we appreciate all their hard work. Knocked out. Winner got a good look there, but it belongs to Oregon.
And even when I played in the NBA, played in Miami, when we would go west, I didn't feel anything. But, man, when I was one of those Western teams playing for the Nuggets going east, we struggled on the road quite often.
They've been out here all week. They played at Iowa on Wednesday, got a 2-point win, and then they'll head back to Eugene after the game tonight.
Partner, we've not said Shelstad's name in a long time. Biddle's got to go and Shelstad's got to join the party. But that's a nice little post up there for Jadrian Tracy.
So the Ducks hanging around, but still a 13-point deficit.
Here's that quasi-zone that they play. Got to attack the middle of the floor.
Gilmore, drive, kicks, there's Winner. Little long, and a rebound taken by Moss.
That's good offensive execution. They got a good look against that zone by attacking the middle of the floor. Well done.
Here is Shelstad. You mentioned him. Quiet as of late. He must have heard you. Right to the rim.
He heard me say his name. John Tonje heard me talking about Braden Smith, and he went nuclear. Man, we got a little pull over here, buddy.
And Shelstad, folks, he is a good one when he is on. Shelstad, one of the 10 players in the preseason named to the all-conference team.
Love
He
it.
draws a bump there against Janicki.
Yeah, I love when they're playing with a little bit more pace, looking to push for early opportunities. But Shelstad, in this case, got a speed advantage over Janicki. Janicki's got to make him use that screen. He rejects it and gets to the baseline side. There's no help. That's really good read there by Shelstad.
Local kid out there, West Lynn High School on the south side of Portland, about 100 miles from Eugene. Same high school as Peyton Pritchard, played at Oregon in the NBA.
The Boston Celtics wears the same number, in fact.
Two diving on the floor. How about McGee winning the battle and getting the timeout?
Teams that have won the national championship over the last 9 years, these 4 criteria played out. You have to have at least a 9 offensive efficiency, 22 defensive efficiency or better, at least 36% from three, and have a guy projected to go be a first-round pick in this year's draft. The 5 top teams in the Big Ten, only 4 of them fit 2. Only 1 fits 3 of the 4, and that's Maryland. Their 20 defensive efficiency, shoot 38% from 3, and Derek Queen, their super freshman, is projected to be a first-round pick, if not a lottery pick. And so when you look back in history at the last time a Big Ten team won it, that was Michigan State. They fit all 4 criteria.
Interestingly, of course, Maryland won it in 2002, but they were a part of the ACC at that point in time.
Early on, we saw the Badgers dominate the paint. Now, all of a sudden, the three-point shot is opening up. They make 11 made threes a game, folks. in Big Ten play, that's #1 in the Big Ten. 4 of them fit 2 of the criteria.
Well, these are the first free throws today for Oregon, and Wisconsin has only had 6. It's been, getting back to the national championship conversation, though, this Michigan State team this year is interesting. Big win last night against the Wolverines, but they do not shoot it well from 3. Yes, they don't shoot it well from 3, but they keep winning.
Yes.
And this Wisconsin team, look, Tanjay is a bucket getter.
Yes, he is.
So regardless of where he goes professionally after this, he can get buckets for this Badger team. And right now, McGee gets buckets.
Yep, and I just love the balance. And this new modern Badgers offensive team, they can beat you in transition, they can beat you in the half court, they can post you, they can knock down threes, and they're really good in terms of their defensive gap help. And they don't give up very many offensive rebounds. I expect this Badger team to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament.
That's a shot that you normally see Shelstad knock down. But he's 4 of 11 today for the field. Taken away by Cook. Shelstad will lead the break.
Got numbers here. Need it.
They find Tracy, and Tracy buries it. Of course, the last Badger team to make the Final Four, they did it back-to-back years, 2014, 2015. Let's go right. Great pass, and Winter knows what to do with it.
Another one of those empty side ball screens. Their execution in that phase of the game has been magnificent this afternoon.
They're just smart, this Badger team.
Yes.
And they don't beat themselves, as cliche as that is. It is true.
Ooh, mismatch inside. Cook's got to get it. Great care of the basketball so they don't beat themselves.
Number 11, Mookie Cook in black. First time we've seen him get some tick today. Bartholomew trying to take the taller Crowell, and it worked to perfection.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a design play coming out of that timeout to get the basketball into the hands of whoever it is that the biggest Badger is defending and able to get to the rock there. Well done.
Wisconsin is led by as many as 17. Oregon just hasn't been able to get it back down to single digits.
I love the communication that I'm hearing defensively from Oregon. The switches are loud.
Into the shot clock here, taken away. Mookie Cook mentioned he just came in the game. He gets a steal. He finds Bartholomew, and all of a sudden we've got a 10-point game.
Mookie Cook's minutes have been up and down. He missed 9 games on the year, but coming in the game and having an impact on this one. Former top 30 in high school.
Yeah, he was another highly talented recruit. How about the blow-by McGee?
Tell you what, speed beats pressure all day long, and that's a great example of Murray McGee.
7 points for McGee, perfect 3 of 3 from the floor.
I think Oregon should think about bringing all their starters back on the floor.
Yeah, Biddle's still on the bench with the 3 fouls. Gilmore drives. How did he find Blackwell? Nothing short.
John Blackwell, usually really good from 3, has struggled today. 0 for 4 in this game.
Getting inside, that's Raheem Moss. Strong rebound by Janicki.
Yeah, that's a tough shot there. He never got the basketball properly in his hands.
Mickey, another former walk-on turned scholarship player.
Sets the tone offensively in terms of his point guard ability, and then shooting over 50% from three. He's having a fantastic year.
That's a dangerous pass, but Shelstad saves the turnover, but then Tanjay steals it. There goes McGee again, lightning fast. Somehow he continues to track it down.
His speed is incredible. Speed, toughness, and skill, number 4 in white.
Weaving in and out of traffic and finding Xavier Amos.
3 as well.
Gives the Badgers a 15-point lead here inside of 8 minutes. Biddle back on the court. He attacks too much, but right to Bartholomew. Might not have been on purpose, but it worked out. And then Dana Altman is going to take a timeout here.
Max Klesman had one earlier. They went over or under, and he knocked down the 3. When you play against Wisconsin, your ball screen defense has to be on par. If not, they just blitz you, and they've been really good the entire game in that phase.
And they've been really good as of late. They are undefeated in the month of February here. And that's a different story from last year when they went 2-6 in this month. Biddle gets a steal. But they limped to the finish line last year after being top 10 in the country. This season has a totally different feel to it.
Yeah, the addition of John Tanjay, who's emerging as a defensive player as well to balance his offensive attack. I just think this team is a lot deeper, and a lot more complete, and a lot more balanced than last year's team.
Shot clock at 5 for the Ducks. Bartholomew's going to have to hoist it. Oh, my. Somehow got it on the rim. Amos colliding, but Wisconsin keeps it.
If you said hoist, that's exactly what that was. And again, when you're playing against a good defensive team, if you don't take the first really good look, it always ends in a bad shot or a turnover. And it was a bad shot there.
Tanjay has a lay. Yes, 18 points for John Tanjay.
Well, he was quick to that rim.
6-year senior, been a long college career for Tanjay. Now Biddle can do that, flexing his muscles, trying for a 3-point play. But our Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's, Be a Sub Above, shines the spotlight back on Mr. Tanjay.
Yeah, after not scoring a single basket in the first 9-10 minutes of this game, he went nuclear with 16 to end the half. And we see him aggressively putting it down there. I mean, look at what he's done against ranked teams, folks. 29 points a game. He's been magnificent.
So 4 years at Colorado State for Tanjay. Last year he goes to Missouri, but he gets injured. Only plays 8 games, and so he wasn't as big of a transfer portal thought by most teams.
Right.
But Greg Gard had his eyes on him, and the Badgers were able to land him. Crowd downtown. Ooh. Somebody opened the barn door.
Yes, you lose A.J. Storr, you lose Chucky Hepburn. They needed a dynamic wing player to come in and be able to make an impact, and that's exactly what number 9 in white has been.
Oregon trying to creep back into it. Bucket here gets him to single digits. McGee knocking it out of bounds.
He's getting some good looks, but as Biddle makes that little drop step to the middle, he's got to be more forceful and not allow Stephen Crowell to push him up the lane, because now that makes that hook shot a lot more difficult because it's so much further away from the rim and you're off balance.
Biddle face up 18-footer. Offensive rebound, Evans. And Evans muscles it home, and we have a 9-point game.
Evans has made a huge impact on this game, blocking shots, rebounding.
Yeah, the numbers, 6.6 rebounds, good. They don't look all that impressive, but he's added more than that today. Cross-court skip, Klesman. They dodged a bullet.
Dodged a few, because there's been a few of those wide-open Badger threes that they've been knocking down as of late.
The crowd can sense that Oregon has a new lease on life here. Bartholomew with a 3, 2-possession ball game.
The away ball screen, the defender goes underneath, and Bartholomew steps into a wide open three.
8-0 run over the last 90 seconds. And Tanjay way off the mark.
But what was working well for Wisconsin early is when they recognized that Nate Biddle was in foul trouble. And as we look back at this one, that's just an away screen, and you got to communicate that to switch. No switch takes place, you go under. Now Keyshawn Bartholomew's wide open for a knockdown three.
Best sequence today for the Ducks. Can they continue with their foot on the gas? Bamba into Biddle. Big fella, spinning off the glass, no.
So good balance, good strength there. That was a good move. He just missed it.
Tanjay spinning, kicking, extra pass. And Blackwell surveys.
Good D by Bamba.
Over the top and too tall for Crowell. Because that last Bartholomew three, his foot was on the line. So it's 7 and not 6, the deficit. But either way, what a run here by the Ducks.
Yeah, Oregon has completely flipped the script here in the second half. It was Wisconsin who dominated the painted area in the first half. In the second half, it's been Oregon 18-10.
And they work inside out there. And Bartholomew just couldn't get it to drop.
I thought Bartholomew held that ball in his hand a second too long. That shot looked very different from the pull-up two that he made from distance.
This game remains tight. Keep in mind, neither team is in the bonus right now. Is that a goaltend? They say yes. Look, not many people are going to go out there right now and pick them as a Final Four team. But remember, this is a team that started 11-0, beat Alabama, beat Texas A&M. They feel like if they can just get back on the right track, they can make a run.
There's no question about it. And I would not want to see Illinois, a healthy Illinois team, as an 8 seed either.
No way. Biddle, we talked about them going in the paint more in the second half. There you go.
Off the ball screen action.
Inside of 3 minutes. And a Wisconsin lead that was once 17 is now 7.
I'd like to see John Tanjay get a touch in the post. Missed him there. He's got Shelstad guarding him. He's got to touch it.
Turnover. Bamba on the leak out. Attacks can't finish, but Evans can.
That's why you never give up on the play as a big. That's a good attack by Bamba. Tommy Evans Jr. did exactly what he should do, which is running to the front of the rim.
Badgers able to beat the press, but Oregon storming back to give us a good finish here in Madison.
I'd like to see Crowell or Tanjay touch this on the offensive end.
Here's Tanjay. Crowell gives it up to Klesman. The sharpshooter. Back to Crowell. Offensive. Biddle took the contact, and the Ducks get it back.
You talk about a high IQ play from Nate Biddle. He knew Stephen Crowell was going to come into his body, got set, and took the charge. What a unbelievable play by Nate Biddle. You got to be a thinking dude. And again, Nate Biddle knows that they've been going at him, and that's that same shoulder or right arm into the chest that he's been absorbing all second half long, and he read it beautifully there.
Inside of 2 minutes.
Shelstad and Biddle.
Shelstad down into the big man. Biddle, patient, kicks. There's Bamba. Boy, got a good look.
He did.
And now the Badgers, Greg Gard says, we're in no hurry here. 90 seconds. Badgers try to get to 6-0 here in the month of February, to 12-4 in the Big Ten.
Crowell and Tanjay on this end of the floor.
Right now it's Blackwell, 5 to shoot. Inside, disrupted, knocked out. So the Badgers will have 3 to get a shot off.
Yeah, Blackwell missed Crowell. He was wide open.
But this one would certainly bolster that resume in a big way.
Ball screen coming.
And 16,000 coming to their feet here in Madison. That's a good look. Bartholomew could not connect, but that went off of Wisconsin.
It was a beautiful play design, a little misdirection, starting with a high ball screen and then running Bartholomew from the left side of the floor out to the right. He had a wide open look that he just couldn't make.
Yeah, they got what they wanted. 1 minute.
1 minute remaining.
Bamba with a spin. Bamba with a finish.
They ran that same action at the early part of this second half to get Bamba to his right hand.
There's a bump. Keep in mind, though, that is only the 4th Oregon foul. So if they want to put the Badgers in the bonus, still 3 more to do it.
And folks, in doing so, they create a double gap for Bamba to be able to get to his right hand. John Tonje doing a great job of cutting off his right hand, but the spin back and the finish with the left, that was beautiful.
Blackwell brings it up. And now, how will the Ducks play this?
You got to trust your defense right now. It's only a 1-possession game.
Blackwell will hold, milk some of that clock. And Greg Gard has 2 timeouts left. He's going to take one right here.
Playing in the NBA, it takes you a full 9 to 10 months to kind of get your legs back under him. And I think his playing as well as he has over the last three games and this one, he's rounding in the form.
With a steal, the Ducks with a chance to tie it here with a 3. And Dana Altman is going to take a timeout. So Bartholomew, over a 40% three-point shooter. He's the best one on the floor, number 9. Bamba's going to get it. Down inside to Biddle, and Biddle missed the bunny. Oh, he missed it at the rim. He can't believe it.
They've got to try to go for a steal, and if they don't get a steal, got a foul right away.
Otache! He was off of Bamba, though, went right off his knee. Klesmit will inbound. Oh, my goodness! Right off of Blackwell's knee. And some may say the ball don't lie. The Ducks with a new lease on life here with 17 to play.
17 turnovers now in this game for Wisconsin. They usually are really good with the basketball, but credit the Oregon Ducks' scrappy defense here in the second half.
16,000 vertical here at the Kohl Center. Shelstad to tie it. Oh! Ice water in his veins. 66 all. Wisconsin has a timeout, but they're not going to use it. Klesmit, step back, 2 seconds for the win. No! And we are destined for overtime in Madison. And it will be the Ducks with the basketball. They have not had a lead in this game since there was 11 minutes on the clock in the first half. Biddle. They're trying to get it back down to him. Instead, Bamba. In the lane. Spin. Pivot. No. Rebound. Knocked out. And they say Wisconsin ball.
Yeah, I thought that basketball actually was off Wisconsin. I thought that should have been Oregon ball again, but you can't review it at this phase of the game. Only under 2 minutes to go.
Well, the men in black agreed with you, but
yes,
the men in black and white did not.
Crowell and Tonje here in overtime.
Here's Tonje. 20 points today. Drives, stops on a dime. Well, you can't defend that.
And that's great defense by Bamba. But that step back jumper of his is hard to guard.
Evans went to the rim, blocked, but a foul. They're going to get Crowell. And 2 free throws coming.
There.
Evans knocks down the first calmly.
Bobby Evans has given them some good minutes, some shot blocking, some rebounding, some good passing and cutting. He's been a big part of that comeback by the Ducks.
He's on the doorstep of his first collegiate double-double. He's got 9 and 8. Sophomore from Baltimore. Yes. 1 week from March, and you can kind of feel it in here today,
there's no question about it. Oregon's going to stay with that full court pressure that allowed them to be able to get back in this game.
Wisconsin handled it better than they did in the late stages of the second half. Blackwell works his way across. Crowell needs a friend, throws it to Winter at the timeline. But the offense a little out of sorts right now. 6 to shoot. Klesmit trying to get it in, but he can't. Kicks out. Blackwell. Rebound. Out off of Wisconsin.
When that basketball didn't get reversed quickly, everything just broke down on the weak side of the floor. And we usually don't see that from Wisconsin. They're usually razor sharp with their execution, but I think the defense and the active hands of Oregon has really flummoxed them on the offensive end. They're going to have to settle down and get back to what they do. Ball movement, body movement, and get some easier looks at the basket.
When Oregon went through that 5-game skid, people were questioning their toughness, but they can't question it today. And there's their first lead since midway through the first half.
Crowell had made him, pushed him up the lane all second half long to make that hook shot a little harder. That time he didn't. Biddle's able to knock that one down.
What a player Nate Biddle is, and what an afternoon he's having. Blackwell and Biddle with a block.
He is everywhere.
Can the Ducks steal one here in Madison? Shelstad.
Got to keep Biddle involved.
And short. You would have liked to see that ball go inside.
Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned NBA guy. When you got a guy going, you got to get that basketball back to him. Same way on this end for Wisconsin. This got to be Crowell and Tanjay.
Here's Crowell. But that Ducks defense,
yes,
it has stepped up here late.
Swarming, isn't it?
Tanjay to Winter. This would be huge.
John Tanjay making a play. That's why you want the basketball in the hands of your best players. Stepping in and knocking that 3-ball down was Winter.
What a ball game.
Yes.
Biddle gives it up. Shelstad will reset. The sophomore from Wesleyan, Oregon, rises. Can't get the bounce, but there's Biddle. And he's fouled underneath.
Folks, Nathan Biddle is having himself a game. All of a sudden, he's in the post there. Crowell didn't force him up to the lane, and he's able to get to that left shoulder for the hook. And then John Tanjay making a play. Nolan Winter stepping into a step-in three, and he drills it from the top. And we've got ourselves a ball game.
This has turned into one of the better games in the Big Ten this year. And Biddle reties us at 71. He's got 20 to go along with 6 rebounds and a couple of blocks as well.
Nate Biddle had struggled over 3 games, but over his last 3 coming this one, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. He's been balling, and he's carried that over into this game. He's got 21 here.
Ducks back up by Penny.
I think you got to get your 2 best players on the same side.
McGee showing no fear, but also no whistle. Who'd that go off of? And they say Wisconsin basketball. This young man has 22 today. He's the reigning National Player of the Week. He wants a big 3 off the mark. And the Ducks have it with a 1-point lead.
I still would rather he and Crowell be in that pick-and-roll situation. Your 2 best players. I feel like they've missed some opportunities here in the last couple minutes of this game because you know it's going to Biddle.
It is going to Biddle. Biddle going to the basket.
Nate Biddle.
He's so good over that left shoulder.
After a slow first half, Nate Biddle now has 23. And Greg Gard takes a timeout as he feels it slipping away.
Wow. Wisconsin decided to go small here. So if they can find one of Oregon's bigs on one of their guards, that guard's going to drive it.
Yeah, crowd on the bench, a little surprising. John Blackwell gets it back to Tajay. Here's their guy.
Yep.
Guarded by Bamba. Drives. Step back. Oh, he would have hit that. What defense by Bamba. He had a hand right in his face.
Well, remember in the first half,
Bamba went right over to the bench, and they all celebrated with him. They know how key that defensive stop was.
because remember, it was after he picked up his second foul in the first half that Tajay went to work.
Missed the front end, though. Did Evans. Blackwell drives. Blackwell puts it home. And a timeout taken. Wisconsin out of timeouts. Ducks have one. They get it into Barthélemy, and he's fouled by Blackwell. Barthélemy, solid foul shooter, just south of 90%. Double bonus. Knocks down the first. Klesmit back in for Wisconsin. Greg Gard bringing him on the floor because he's such a good three-point shooter.
I'm still surprised that Crowell's not on the floor for Wisconsin.
Huge free throws from Keyshawn Barthélemy.
For Oregon, this low full court pressure, keep everything in front, nothing behind you.
And remember, they still have a foul to give.
Wisconsin's got to attack the paint.
Precious seconds ticking away, and there's that foul, and I think a smart one.
Yes.
Before Tajay could put up a shot. Especially
when he's getting to his left, because that's the area where he really likes to slide step to his left and shoot that three.
It is the fourth foul, though, on TJ Bamba. Tajay, they get it right back to him. To tie! No! Tracy the rebound. He is fouled with 2.8 to go.
TJ Bamba just walked past me and gave me the exile. I got that dude locked up here in the second half, and he's not lying.
You know, that is a great point, Fonz. Bamba, it may not look at the scoring column like he did a whole lot, 6 points. His defense on Tajay changed the course of this game.
It's been extraordinary. It started out that way, held Tajay to he didn't score a single field goal in the first 10 minutes of this game. When he picked up his second foul, went to the bench. Tajay went nuclear, scoring 16 in that first half. And his defense here in the second half and the overtime has been absolutely sensational.
Well, now here's the big one, and Tracy got it. Makes it a two-possession game.
No fouls here.
They'll let it roll, but it's not going to matter. What a win for the Oregon Ducks. From down 17, they win it in overtime over 11th-ranked Wisconsin.